Hi, I'm Shaz. I'm a British Bengali mum of 4, living here in the UK. And recently, I took a break. A proper one. Not just from work, although yes, I'm currently on a break from my freelance bridal hair and makeup business, but more importantly, from the online world. From social media, from games, from the constant noise that lives in our pockets. And today, I want to share what happened when I deleted every social media app and every game from my phone for 30 days. No scrolling, no checking, no casual tapping just to see. Nothing. This wasn't some dramatic digital detox. It was more of a quiet rebellion against the overstimulation, against the constant pressure to consume, against the false sense of urgency that these platforms create. I didn't realize how loud things had become until I turned them off. If you've worked in or even followed the beauty industry, you'll know how consumer-driven it is. It's non-stop. New launches, trending ingredients, endless ads. As a makeup artist, I was constantly surrounded by products, skincare, the pressure to know every new thing, try every latest release. But outside of work, I started noticing the same pressure creeping into every area of my life, especially online. Every scroll was a reminder of what I should buy, should wear, should become. From sponsored posts and viral hauls to targeted ads in the middle of a game, it felt like there was no escape. Even when I was just trying to relax, I was being sold to, tracked, fed content based on my search history or interests. And I started wondering, how much of what I wanted was even truly mine? The decision to step back. So I decided to experiment. What if I removed the temptation altogether? No Facebook, no Instagram, no TikTok, no games. Just a clean slate on my phone. No more distractions waiting in the background. I even went one step further and turned off all notifications. No little red circles, no banners, no pings. I wanted to be the one choosing when I picked up my phone, not being pulled into it by some random vibration. And let me tell you, that simple act was one of the most freeing things I've done in years. The first thing I noticed was how often I reached for my phone out of habit. Not because I needed anything, just instinct. Bored, phone, waiting in a queue, phone, cooking dinner, phone again. But with no apps to check, there was nothing to catch up on. So I'd put it back down. By the end of the first week, that twitch, that need to check, started to ease. I felt still, present, like I was living in my body again, not just through a screen. And my mind, it felt quieter, more focused, less reactive. My relationship with time changed. Without scrolling, I suddenly had these pockets of time that used to vanish. I wasn't staying up late scrolling in bed, falling into rabbit holes of videos and drama that didn't add anything to my life. Instead, I'd read, journal, sit in silence. Sometimes just go to bed earlier, which, as a mum of 4, is a gift in itself. I also started using that extra time for actual rest. Not digital distraction, but real rest. And you know what? I felt better. Emotionally, mentally, even physically. My screen time dropped dramatically. My phone battery started lasting days instead of hours. And I began to feel like I'd taken back control of my energy. Choosing what I consume now, I didn't cut out all digital content. I did keep YouTube because I enjoy listening to podcasts on there. Especially long-form conversations I can dip in and out of while cleaning, cooking or walking. But I use it with intention. No doom scrolling, no autoplay rabbit holes. Just choosing what I want to watch, when I want to watch it. That choice, by the way, that conscious consumption, is everything. It's not about going off-grid. It's about making space for what matters and filtering out what doesn't. A noticeable shift in my mood. Another thing I didn't expect. My mood improved. Not being exposed to the constant stream of bad news, unrealistic lives, curated perfection, gave me space to focus on my own life. I wasn't comparing. I wasn't absorbing other people's stress or trauma or drama. I was just living. I became more available to the people around me, more present. I showed up fully at home, for my kids, for my husband, for myself. Even small things like conversations over tea felt richer. And instead of reacting to things happening out there, I was grounded in what was happening here. Social media at arm's length. Now, just to be clear, I didn't delete my accounts. They're still there, especially because they're linked to my business and I may return to using them in future in a more intentional way. But I've kept them. They're no longer in my hand, all day, every day. They're at a distance. I check in from time to time and make sure everything's in order. And then I log out. No guilt, no pressure, no scrolling. It's now been over a month since I began this experiment, and I'll be honest, I don't want to go back. This space, this peace is something I didn't know I needed until I had it. I feel more productive, more emotionally balanced, more present in my life. I've reclaimed my time, my attention, and a sense of calm that I didn't even realize I was missing. It's amazing what can change when you stop consuming and start choosing. So, would you try it? Would you consider deleting social media from your phone for a week? Or even just turning off your notifications for a day? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts and whether this is something you'd try. And if you're on a similar journey toward minimalism, simple living, or just reclaiming a bit of quiet, feel free to like and subscribe. This channel might be faceless, just an avatar, but I promise you, I'm a real person behind the screen, just trying to live a little more intentionally in a world that's constantly trying to distract us. Thanks for being here. Until next time, take care.